Hi, let's talk about the movie Jiu Jitsu. Jiu Jitsu is a movie in 2020 starring Nicolas Cage, Frank Grillo, Tony Jaa, among others. It is about a alien that comes to Earth every 6 years in line with a comet to fight 9 fighters, and then it returns back to its planet. That's it. If you don't fight it or you run away, then the alien goes apeshit and destroys like local villages for some reason. The plot in a nutshell is that. But what this film is it's nuts. Not necessarily always good nuts either. It's just nuts. You've got the best parts of the film are essentially Nicolas Cage when he's on the screen. You can tell they only had him for a few days, but when he's there, he's just doing proper balls to the wall Nicolas Cage craziness. He plays a fighter who 6 years ago ran away from a fight and caused a load of problems, so he's living with that shame, and he's trying to like sort of regain his honour and guide the main protagonist, Jake, played by Adam Musai. He's lost his memory because he banged his head on a rock at the start of the film and is trying to work out what's going on. That's what gives you your narrative through line with it. You're learning as he learns, essentially. He gets picked up by the army, and you think there's going to be a romance story with a female army officer, but for some reason she dies quite quickly, about a third of the way into the film. Then there's various fights that are all sort of disjointed, and they're good fights, but they're just sort of poorly filmed, I would say. What do I mean by poorly filmed? Well, it's not they're not in focus or anything like that. What I mean is that these are fight scenes and action sequences where it's like they went, fuck it, let's just do every single trick we've ever seen in a film, just to almost add variety to it, and because we can. So you've got speeding up, you've got slow motion, you've got people fighting with steady cams following them, you've got in and out motions, you've got what looks like long takes but it's not really a long take, you can see the cuts. You've got this quite clever bit that I will say that threw me for a minute, where you go first person view, so you see the person's fists and that, and then every now and then whenever he gets hit really hard, he sort of comes out of the camera and goes back to a normal view, then he goes back into the camera, then it's first person again. That was clever, but used only once in the whole film, so it's not like it's a consistent gimmick. It just feels like they went, well, fuck it, let's do that today. And you just sort of left boggled by what's going on. It's entertaining, mind. I watched it and I was entertained for an hour and 40 minutes, but you just felt, wow, I know they've got a low budget, I know they've got, you know, things they've got to try and work around and work with, but I wish they're a bit more consistent with it. It's even got sort of cut scenes which are comic book panels, which almost look like something I would make in my sort of home office on a computer, because I got some templates come free with an editing program. And you think, well, he must have done that just because. It's not based on a comic book, it's not like it's a story being told. They're just there for no real reason, which is just kind of weird and off-putting. And the other thing is, for all the high skill level of Alan Musai, the main guy, he is a terrible actor in this. He emotes nothing. I know he's trying to act confused and that, but he really just doesn't bring anything to the character, and he is awful to watch, and you don't want to see him do anything. You don't feel anything for him. But furthermore, when they have the fight scenes, I don't know what stunt team they had or what restrictions they had with the fight teams, and I don't know enough about choreography to be able to understand how it works, but they never feel like they're hitting hard. They're doing these excellent moves, but they never look like they're any impact to the moves. And I don't know if that's because they speed up and slow down, because they use a sort of chest level front kick quite a lot, like a big heavy teep to kick people. And it never feels like there's any impact with any of the moves. Now, I watched a film called Accident Man, starring Scott Adkins and Amy Johnson, and there's a fight between them two at the end, and you feel every single blow that they keep doing that. And I don't know what the difference is. That's big long takes, and you see the people doing the actual stunts, so I'm not sure what the difference is. Maybe less is more when it comes to special effects and fight scenes. The other thing is just really inconsistent backgrounds and scenery. I mean, 1 minute they're in sort of a tropical heat jungle, next minute they're in sort of a deserty type area. Then they're in a temple that looks like it's in the middle of some stormy, like Master of the Universe type temple that no one seems to be fully aware of existing other than the government. And I know it was filmed in Cyprus, but why set it in Burma? It just feels weird. I'm sure people will make hour-long podcasts and videos dissecting this film and pulling it inside and out. Bottom line is I was entertained. It's got massive problems, but during this COVID time it's the kind of dumb, stupid film you can watch, you can enjoy. I hope it comes to free streaming quite soon, but you know, more Nicolas Cage would have been better. They could have saved their money on the sort of After Effects bullet and dust effects and just spent it on Nicolas Cage. And then it would have been 10 times better, because it's the kind of film that could have been pushed over to greatness if they'd ironed out some of these editing issues and just given Nick Cage a couple more days on set to sort of pad out of it and add a bit more to the plot. But there we are. Let me know what you think. If you watch Jiu Jitsu, the film with no Jiu Jitsu in it, other than when one of the Gracies does a crucifix on someone, what did you think of it? Did you find it unwatchable? I could understand if you did. Did you find it really enjoyable and just a dumb, stupid watch and just lay back and enjoy the ride? I could understand if that was the case as well. Please feel free to give us a thumbs up and a subscribe, and thanks for watching.